Good morning everyone, this is Anton. Today I'm gonna tell you how to replace an air filter in 328 BMWs from year 2006 to 2013 with N51 and N52 engines, which are basically inline 6 3-liter naturally aspirated BMW engines. So you will need the air filter, screwdriver, flathead and 10mm socket metric, Torx T25, couple gloves, and some paper towels. Let's pop the hood. So this is air filter box. We will need to take it out to reach the air filter element. Air filter box is secured by these two bolts, which are metric 10. It is also connected to the air duct. We'll use a flat screwdriver to disconnect it. We will also use flat screwdriver to loosen this clamp, so we will be able to take off this duct. And we will also have to disconnect this little guy. It is a mass airflow sensor. Lose your 10mm socket to remove these two bolts. Your socket may look differently, but works all the same. Use your flathead screwdriver to disconnect these guys. And same for the another side. It's a little bit hard to do it with one hand, no? Oh. But don't worry, it's quite flexible. With the same flathead screwdriver, you will need to lift this flap a little bit and pull with your another hand this jack. Also, with this long screwdriver, you will need to loosen the clamp. Rotate it counterclockwise, obviously. Oof. After flap is lifted up, you can disconnect this one guy, and after clamp is loosened, and with some wiggling, you can disconnect it from the air filter box. Once it is, once bolts are removed, once intake duct is disconnected, once intake manifold is disconnected as well, and the sensor is free, you can basically lift it up, hopefully with both of your hands, and put it somewhere else, preferably on a paper so you don't scratch it. So the air filter box, here is the mass airflow sensor. And be careful, it's a very delicate part. So the air filter box is consists of two halves, and it is held together with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Torx T25 screws. You will use T25 bit to unscrew them all. With the 6 T25 screws removed, these two halves can be just disconnected. So here's the filter element, which doesn't look too bad. BMW tells you to replace it every 30,000 miles or 3 years, something like that. Car parts store tell you to replace it every 12,000 miles or annually, but you know, it's $20 part, so I try to change it every like a year or two. Oop. Okay, another interesting thing. This is a charcoal filter. It is done for California regulations, so you know, vapors with the fuel don't escape into our precious Californian air. There is a popular mod. People delete it to to make like the better airflow. Like they tell that they say it gets extra couple horsepower, but you know, I prefer to leave it there. So you can compare the old and new filter element. Before installing the new filter element, it might make sense just like to wipe these guys a little bit to, you know, just beat some dust with a like paper towel. This is a charcoal filter once again. It is non-removable. It is supposed to serve you throughout the life of the vehicle, so you will replace only the replaceable filter element. This is the reinstalled new filter element. you can just put it together. Just make sure that it's all tight and sits in its place. Reinstall all 6 torque screws. Don't tie them too hard, because as far as these guys touching without any gap, you're fine. Now you can drop air filter box back in its original place and reconnect everything. This air duct will be the hardest probably to reconnect. Also make sure that the clamp is in its place. As you see, there is like a little gap for it, so don't loosen it too much or it might fall off. You also can clean up here, inspect power steering hoses, some of the cooling system hoses which you won't be able to see from the outside. The air box, double check 2 bolts here, clamp is tight, this guy is on, mass airflow sensor connected, this one connected on both tabs, and I think you're good for another year or 2.
So there you have it, not hard at all. It should take you about half an hour depending on your mechanical skill. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and leave in comments below topics for next videos or if you have any questions. Bye guys!